Alright, this video is going to cover everything that you need to know in order to prep a RecReBox from start to finish. I personally like to start this process by applying all the decals on the box. In this step, I'm showing you how to apply the cubby number decals. Go ahead and grab yourself a cubby number pack and start applying the decals. They start from the top left cubby and go down like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you go back to the top right one for cubby number 5 and go 5, 6, 7, 8. Just make sure when you're applying these numbers that the numbers are closest to the access panel on both sides of the box. One thing to pay attention to is for the larger cubby, make sure that number is up at the top of the door and not the bottom of the door. This just makes it easier to see for students when they're starting a rental. Next, go ahead and grab the appropriate key for the box that you're working on and remove the central access panel. I like to set it aside so I don't accidentally knock it over or anything. In this step, I like to make sure that the manual open all is working. I just like to grab the arms that open all the doors, you pull up, and all the doors on that side open. And just repeat this process on the other side. Go ahead and grab a roll of the "Please remember to close the door" stickers. These need to be applied at the front of every cubby, on each cubby throughout the box. This next step, you will be applying the window decals to the box. This is going to be used for free rentals, so we're using the free rental stickers. If this was a paid rental box, we'd be using the premium rental stickers, and then same thing with a pickup use case, we'd be using pickup stickers for that. Just make sure you're grabbing the right stickers and ask if you have any questions. Alright, the first time you install these bigger window decals, it's going to be a little tricky at first. I like to start from the right and move to the left, but the first few times you try this, it will be a little difficult, so I recommend getting together with myself and I'll show you how to do this in person. Don't forget to spend a little extra time with a squeegee, or in this case I used a Cracker Barrel gift card. You want to get the bubbles out of the stickers as best you can. We want to make sure this looks good. Now that you've finished installing the big window sticker, go ahead and grab the small free rental sticker and apply it in the bottom left-hand corner of the cubby. Just make sure it's as straight as possible. Alright, the last window sticker you'll be installing is the "One Tree Planted" sticker. This is cool because every box we sell plants 10 trees. It's just something fun to see on the glass. But peeling this one off, just be a little more careful because there's a lot of little pieces in this sticker, so just make sure they all get peeled off with it. And then again, just make sure it's as straight as possible. The next decals you want to apply to the box are the side decals. Again, this is a free box, so we'll be using the free side decals. And again, just make sure when you're peeling these off, everything comes off with it. Sometimes it's common for a letter or two to get stuck. When you're aligning the decal, I'm looking for here the seam between cubby 1 and 2. I like to align the top of the decal with that seam to ensure it's straight and in the right spot. You want to make sure on the sides that both on the left and the right side of the decal are as equal as possible, and I like to step back and just take a look and make sure everything's straight. Once you're confident that decal is square and straight and in the right spot, go ahead, finish applying it. I personally like to start from the very top of the decal and go all the way to the bottom. It's nice to have a decal squeegee and basically swipe from the top to the bottom to make sure the decal gets on evenly. And again, once you peel the backing off, just make sure to get all the bubbles out. Once you get the first side decal on, go ahead and repeat this exact same process on the other side of the box. Alright, now that you've installed all the decals, just go ahead and go around the box, make sure everything looks good, double check yourself, and then you're ready for the next step. This is when you want to start following the quality assurance checklist. You want to grab one of these sheets and assign the serial number to the sheet that the box has on it. And you're going to use this sheet and follow it step by step to ensure that you're checking everything you should and doing a good job of prepping a RecReBox. I personally like to place the checklist in cubby number 2. It just makes it a lot easier when working on the box. Go ahead and grab a test brain. They're clearly labeled, and then on the side you'll see a number. This number is important because in the hardware log there is a token associated with that number that we'll grab later for testing. This one just has a standard antenna on it. You want to locate the power port and the 5-pin connection port. Inside the box there is a power cable and a 5-pin cable. Just go ahead and attach those to the brain and you're all set. Grab yourself a power cord. These are Zerli units, so they use a specific style plug, but underneath the fuse switch there is a port to install the power plug, and then go ahead and flip the switch on and your box is live. Once your box is powered on, your brain will start turning on. You'll notice a little LED diode that will start blinking. Once it's blinking green, it's going to try and connect to the cell signal, and then once it starts blinking fast blue and then breathes blue, you're connected to the cloud. Next, you want to go ahead and make sure your lights are working properly. Inside of each Zerli unit, there is an accessory bag that contains the remote. Just go ahead and take the remote out and make sure the lights change colors and the lights turn on and off. As you complete each of these steps, make sure you're following the quality assurance checklist. That will guide you from start to finish on what you should be checking during the prepping stage. Some of the basic things you'll be checking, just making sure the outlets are on and properly working. You want to make sure the Curong works. You want to make sure the brain is working. Just everything that involves a RecReBox functioning properly, you'll be checking. In this step, I'm just explaining we like to install the remote on the inside of the river. We like to use sticky Velcro on the remotes, and then you want to write the serial number of the box on that remote as well. In this step, you want to make sure the Curong is able to do a manual open all, basically testing the Curong function. You want to make sure all the doors are shut first when you do this, and then locate the Curong, and then in the middle, the one button that doesn't have a red LED over it that says test, you want to click that. Once you click that, all the doors will open, and then you've successfully performed a Curong test. Before this next step, you want to make sure you're up to speed on the web app side of things. We'll be performing some app testing to make sure that the brain and the box are working well together. Also, just make sure you're going through and checking off each step as you go. It'll make you stay organized. Alright, once you're logged into staging, you have the box you're working on, and you've assigned the brain to this box in the web app. You want to go ahead and go into rental view, go ahead and start a rental. Pick which product you want to do. I like to start with the first one since we have to test all the cubbies. Go ahead and hit continue, agree, confirm, and then once you do that, the door should open. As always, make sure to close the door after starting a rental. Next, we're going to make sure a return works, so go ahead and hit return, open the cubby. The door should pop open, but don't close it after this step. We want to try and trick the system. So all the locks register when a door is still open, and the web app won't let you move to the next step if a door is still open. So what we're checking here is make sure it says oops, not so fast. This is the making sure that the lock is registering that the door is still open, and then we can go ahead and close that door. And then once you hit continue, it should allow you to go to the next step. And make sure to repeat this same process for all the cubby doors on the unit. Alrighty, once you've completed every single step in the quality assurance checklist process, go ahead, make sure everything's checked, and then give it a sign at the very bottom. Once this is all complete, just go ahead and chuck it in the very bottom of the box, and you're all set. Last but not least, go ahead and take the test brain out of the box. It's very easy to forget this in there. You put the box away, and then you're looking for that brain again, and you remember you left it in the box that you were last working on. Ask me how I know this. But once you've done that, go ahead and turn the box off, take the power cord out and set it aside, and put the door back on, and you're ready for the next step. Go ahead and make sure you label the box you're working on. You want to just put a piece of painter's tape on the glass and then just write which school the box is going to, or boxes. Make sure you do this with all the ones you're working on, and you're almost ready for the last step. Alright, you've made it to the last step. Just go ahead and put the box away, and then give yourself a big pat on the back for completing a box prep. This is a very important process because it ensures the box is ready to go. Once it's getting shipped out in a truck, the van, wherever it's going, you can just grab it, package it, and ship it. And hopefully you get to go on that deployment as well. But if you have any questions about any of this, please feel free to ask myself or Phil, and have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching.